A timeline of the colonization of Palestine. Israel's colonizing of Palestine has been going on for decades, and the history doesn't start there either. Below is a brief and incomplete timeline of significant events with links to more information. This will take at least 7 minutes. If you have longer, I highly recommend checking out the reference links. As usual, there are more sources in For Later below. The early years. 1267 before Common Era, BCE. Philistines first come to the area known as Canaan. By 1185 BCE, they were firmly established in settlements along the coast called Philistia. 722 BCE. Assyrians conquered both the Israelites in Judah and the Philistines in Philistia. They remained until the fall of the empire in 612 BCE. 598 BCE. Babylonians invaded Palestine. They returned in 589 BCE, and through 582 BCE, they destroyed the rest of Judah and scattered the Philistines. 539 BCE. Babylon fell to Cyrus the Great, and the region became part of the Achaemenid Persian Empire until its fall in 332 BCE. The Hellenistic period. Circa 330 BCE, Alexander the Great conquered Palestine and ruled until his death in 323 BCE. Roman period. 66 BCE, Pompey conquered Palestine, then known as Judea, after the kingdom of Judah, which had been destroyed by the Babylonians. 31 BCE, Palestine became a province known as Roman Judea. 136 Common Era, CE. Hadrian renamed it Syria Palestina and banished Jews from the region. 285 CE. When the Roman Empire split, Palestine became part of the Byzantine, Eastern Roman Empire. Muslim period. Circa 634, Muslim armies from Arabia took Syria, Palestina, and renamed it Jund Philistine, the military district of Palestine. 1096 to 1099. First crusade to win back Palestine from the Muslims. Many more crusades, supported by the Byzantine Empire, occurred through 1272. Mamluk period. 1260. Mamluks, a military class of formerly enslaved Turks in Egypt, conquered Palestine. 1291. Last of the Crusaders are driven out of Acre. Ottoman period. 1516. Battle of Marj Tabik. The Mamluks were defeated by the Ottomans, who took control of the Levant. The Ottoman Empire welcomed Jewish refugees fleeing persecution. 1897. The First Zionist Congress met in Basel, Switzerland. 204 delegates from all over Europe participated in issuing the Basel Program, which called for colonizing Palestine. 1914 to 1918. World War I. Arabs were promised independence after the defeat of the Ottomans, so they sided with the British. 1916. The Sykes-Picot Agreement sought to divide the Ottoman Empire among the victors of World War I, awarding Palestine to Britain. 1917. Balfour Declaration. The British government promised to support the establishment of a Jewish state in Palestine. Mandatory period. Between 1919 and 1936, the British supported giving the land of tens of thousands of Palestinian villagers to European Zionist settlers. 1923. Palestine officially becomes mandate per the League of Nations. Jewish immigration skyrocketed. 1928. Palestinian leadership voted to allow Zionist settlers equal representation in future bodies of the state, but Zionists rejected the gesture. 1936 to 1939. The Great Palestinian Rebellion in protest to Britain's rule. It was eventually crushed after 5,000 Palestinians were killed and nearly 15,000 wounded. 1947. Britain declared Palestine, quote-unquote, unworkable and handed it off to the United Nations. The UN suggested partitioning Palestine into Jewish and Arab states, but both parties rejected this. Between 1947 and 1949, there were 45 reported massacres of Palestinians. Israel and occupied Palestinian territories. 1948. Britain terminates mandate. The quote-unquote State of Israel is established, transferring the British colonial system to Zionists. Al-Nakba, the catastrophe, is recognized every year on May 15th, the day Israel came to be. 1950 to 1953. Israel establishes several laws supporting Jewish immigration and transferring Palestinian property to them. 1967. The Six-Day War allowed Israel to conquer West Bank, Gaza, the Sinai Desert in Egypt, and Golan Heights in Syria. Palestinians refer to the war as Al-Naqsa, the setback. After the war, Israel imposes martial law regulations in West Bank and Gaza. 1973. The October War was an Egypt and Syria-led attack on Israel in response to the Six-Day War. 1978. The Camp David Accords between the U.S., Egypt, and Israel called to return Sinai to Egypt and dismantle the Israeli colonies within it in exchange for peace, normalization, and Egyptian recognition of Israel. 1980. The quote-unquote official annexation of East Jerusalem, followed by the 1981 annexation of Golan Heights, both illegal. 1987. The First Intifada uprising, sparked when an Israeli Defense Force truck crash killed workers from Jabalia refugee camp in Gaza. Palestinians began protests, civil disobedience, boycotts, and other forms of resistance. Israel responded with extreme violence. 1993 to 1995. The Oslo Accords established Palestinian Authority, PA, as an interim government. A second accord was made, resulting in the division of West Bank into 3 areas with varying Israeli control and occupation. 2000 to 2005. Ariel Sharon's visit and threat to Al-Aqsa Mosque triggered the Second Intifada. Nearly 5,000 Palestinians were killed. 2005. The Boycott, Divestment, Sanctions, or BDS, movement was formed by over 170 Palestinian NGOs, unions, and civil groups. 2006. Hamas won the parliamentary election. As Hamas is considered a terrorist organization by some, this sparked sanctions from Israel and other countries. 2007. As punishment for electing Hamas to Palestinian parliament, Israel laid siege to the Gaza Strip. The Gaza War 2008, a 3-week military offensive against Gaza, killing almost 1,400 Palestinians and wounding thousands more. The Gaza War 2012 was an 8-day attack that killed 167 Palestinians. And the Gaza War 2014 killed almost 1,500 Palestinians and displaced around 100,000 people. 2018 to 2019. The Great March of Return, weekly protests at the borders of Gaza. Over 9,000 Palestinians were killed. And at present, Israel shows no signs of stopping the attacks on Palestinians.